All right, good morning, good people. How are you guys doing? How y'all doing? Come on in. Uh-huh. We're going to get started with the Wake Up Live. I'm just going to share real quick and then we'll get started. Streaming from both platforms. And this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, Karen. How are you? I'm just sharing, and then we can get started. Just sharing, just sharing, just sharing, just sharing. All right, so it's time to wake up with RoAsia. Come on in. I know some of y'all are just waking up, but that's okay. I've been up. I've just been running around, so we're going to get into this together. I appreciate you being here, for choosing this as your destination, for tuning in when you didn't have to, for being a part of today's inspiration. Just in case you're wondering, I absolutely feel your anticipation. I'm just as excited as you are about today's affirmations. I need you all to listen and hear me when I say we are all truly blessed to be here. What a way to start your day. Y'all probably are continuing your day or starting your day, either or. Hey, everybody, how are you guys doing today? How are you doing? Thank you for sharing, Karen. I appreciate you so much, my dear. All right. Why do I do that backwards? That was not the intention. Okay. Y'all know that. So let me get back in the chat. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? My lash ain't came off yet. Baby. It's still holding on by a wing and a prayer. Okay. And before it come all the way off, I'm going to get it together. All right. That's what I'm going to do. So thank you, Mama. You know you tagging people on you on the tube. I'm not sure if you know that, but if you do, that's fine with me, because you're on the tube. I don't see you on the book. I see you on the tube. All right, so you guys, I looked at this morning's prayer, but as of yesterday, I was thinking about covenants. Okay, and I think that covenants fall under under in a spiritual sense and in a worldly sense. Okay, so I want to dive into that. Now, a covenant made with God or is a promise, right? So is it possible? I'm not sure why Facebook didn't give me a notification. Never watch it on, but today I will be. Okay, no problem, Jennifer. All right, sister. All right. All right, all right, all right. Whoop, whoop. Why did that song come in my head when I said all right? Pauline, what one? Sister, how are you feeling? Hello, Denise, how are you? All right, so I was thinking about a covenant now, and then how covenants are. You can have covenants with people, but there's one covenant that will, we're on the focus of shifting shadows. We're on the focus of things just changing, however they deem to change in your life, whatever the case may be. However, this is just what we do. Okay. Hello, Kiana. How are you this morning? Miss Tanya, darling, how are you, babes? How are you feeling today? Tell me that. OMG. Hold on, y'all. This is really, I'm sorry. Okay. Because hold on. Hold on. Let me just try to share something real quick. One second. People just, people are just so, covenant with God is what, we know that's a promise that's not going to go anywhere. We know that's a promise that's there. God don't shift, nor does he waver. People shift and people waver, but God doesn't in no kind of way. So I said, okay, Siri, let me go ahead and find the definition for everyone when it comes to a covenant, right? So I went on ahead and I took a screenshot. Now I'm going to read the prayer first, and forgive me because I just read something that, when you've experienced something that really shook you, and then now somebody else is going through something, and so it kind of shook me for the moment because I really don't feel like people's children should be attacked by no way, shape, form, or fashion. Uh, I will say in this space right now where I am, I've been there, I have experienced it, I still, you know, experience it, and I don't think that it's okay. Now you may say, well, at some point, well, yeah, at some point, I began to address the same thing. But what I just read, it kind of like, wow, really? But I thought it was this, or I thought it was that. So forgive me in the moment if I seem like it's kind of sad, but at the same time, I don't put nothing past people anymore. I really don't care what someone says anymore. I'm more focused on the actions behind it. Words are exactly what they are, just words. They come and they go. However, you know, that's just where I am. And I can't believe that this is happening. But there's a lot of things I can't believe that has happened. So at the same time, I'm experiencing that too because I follow a certain influencer on Facebook and she's my friend. People have attacked me and called CPS from different states and they don't even know. Wow. See, this is what I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? People don't know how to keep their beef where their beef lie. You feel me? They just don't know how to do it. So they begin to, and I stated this the other day, and it really, really bothers me in a sense where I'm more so, hey sisters, I'm more so try to I want people like, you want to come for me by all means, like straight up, come, baby. I'm here. 10 toes, two elbows, 8 fingers, and 2 thumbs. I am here. I am for it. We're going to handle it however we're going to handle it. But when you attack the people that support people, I am so sorry that you're going through that, sister, because that is something that I don't agree with. I'm a firm believer of going to your source. Now, now I will say that if you if you've involved yourselves in some things, to be fair, if you've involved yourself in some things for the person that you support, am I saying that it's okay? Absolutely not. But these are the things to be expected, because once you stand in the gap for someone, then you become that person's target, if that makes any sense. I'm dealing with some things right now, and I will always go to the root of my issues. Now, for people that want to stick their neck out and become part of the problem, then by all means. But I don't believe that you should play with people, children, at all. But again, people lack morals. And in the same time, good morning, everybody, it's a lot of hypocrisy that goes on. It's okay for this person, but it's not okay for that person, or it's wrong for this person, but if you do it, then I'm gonna act like I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me see. Yep, I would stick up for her in the comments, and that's why they can. For your opinion about what's going on, so they come for you in the comments. Will you be on Coffee Chat, Jennifer? I would love for you to stay here, okay? Because I think that the way our day begins is not the way it has to end, or it doesn't have to continue that way. Sometimes I wake up pissed off, but after I get my day started and I control my atmosphere, because you do have control over what you receive and what you don't receive, but also understanding that people will never view things the way you view them. People will never, uh, okay, good. People will never view things the way you view them. Hey, Jeanette, good morning. And unfortunately, it's a pro and a con to that. I'm sorry for what's going on with you and your children. And the person that and this is, I'm going to give it to you in a raw. The person that you're speaking up for, because I don't know who it is, hopefully they would do the same for you. Because a lot of times we stick our necks out for people that, wouldn't do that much. Now, if that's just the person that you are. Stacy Big Mama coming to the scene on all the allegations were found false. One of the people got charged with filing false report and got well, that's good. That's good for them. That's what they get for playing. Because there's some kids out here that really need to be in a different home, and they like to play with this government and people of authority. So that's good that they got that. But I will say this again, I'm going to stand on that. The person that you're going to bat for, good morning, my Chi-Town sister. I hope and pray that she would at least give you the same grace. Right? I don't know if people understand, but when you're a content creator, and then you have people that follow you and watch you, you gain some type of love for the people that you support. But at the same time, let me ask you this, Jennifer, as a supporter, and the person that you're watching that's being attacked, as a supporter, have you spoke to that individual? Do you hold them accountable for the things that they say and do, or is it a sense of they're just attacking for what? Like, where's it coming from? Where's the root of her being attacked coming from? Basically, I guess is what I'm saying. So we'll get into his covenant, right? Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, sister. But that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So let's get into this covenant. So I said to myself, like, the covenant that you have with your higher power, that's something that will never shift. It's his promises remain the same. They don't change, right? I think the other day we were speaking about being women of our words. It don't just apply to men. As women, we have to be women of our words. True, it hurts me to see you attacked and mistreated. I understand, sister, but I am going to I'm gonna say a couple of things, later. But I agree. It does hurt when you support people. You begin to have a love for them. You begin to it's time. Over time, you spend time with people, whether it be physically in front of them. You still spend now. Why this lash want to start when I get on here? It ain't bothered me none since I woke up. I done did my whole Nivea winter treatment, all that, and ain't nothing. Now all of a sudden it want to poke me in my eye. So anyway, I do believe that we gain relationships with people and cares and concerns. I don't think anyone that supports a content creator ever feels like, oh, they're gonna come for me. I don't think it should come to that. This is why I asked Jennifer what was her stance in it. What did she do? Not saying that whatever was said or done was wrong, but just because of the space that I'm in, to try to give her a better outlook of why things may be happening, right? Everybody is not going to like everybody. I've been saying this for how many years? Everybody is not going to like everybody. People are going to tend to sway and do whatever. Do the rock away and lean back. Some people are going to do the rock away. They're going to bring that song back and they're going to lean back and they're going to rock away. And my job is to just see it for what it is and to just keep going. You know, I don't agree with, I'm a firm believer, like, bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a call your job, call your great grandma. I'm not that type of person. Now, when you bother me to let me see, an extent where I feel like I have to be that person, man, you don't have to be anything. Having to be is just my way of saying I'm okay because I'm gonna be an a-hole on purpose. See, I don't have the demeanor of an a-hole, but people will push me to the space of being an a-hole on purpose, and I'm okay with that. Because if you took me there, then who? I mean, come on now. So yeah, but let me see. Yeah, now I'm just quiet because I feel like the people in the comments that attack, they want the attention, whether it be now. Let me tell you something. Please keep that thought, okay? Please keep that thought, and I really hope to see you on Coffee Chat. I really do. I want you to keep that thought. Somebody gonna remember this for me, and we're gonna talk about that. Okay. So when I looked up the covenant, I'm gonna read to you what it says, because covenants that you make with people, don't put too much faith in them. All right. I want to say, was it yesterday? I think it was last night, and I was sent something, and it was a question asked to me. How do you feel? Which I think I expressed it a lot. So I think it was only asked out of being, I don't know, because I express a lot. Either this person don't really watch, or they watch from the bushes, one way or another, but they watch. So how do I feel about the shade? This is how I feel. If my name is brought up somewhere regarding me, I'm going to address it. As a content creator, the platforms that I have, they're designed for a certain thing, and that is what we do. Um, how do I feel about basically betrayal, for lack of a better term? A person that don't know you cannot betray you. Okay? Understand that. Okay? Nobody can make you be an a-hole. Yeah, nobody can make you. I just said that was me. That was me giving you my excuse. You ain't hear me say that? You ain't hear me say that? I'm a firm believer, and I can be one. And I can be one on purpose. There's a such thing as provoking, sweetheart. All right? And there's a such thing as feeling like, okay, now I'm finna punch the clock. All right? I was letting Jesus punch this clock. But for a minute, I'm going to punch the clock. So I get what you're saying, but I clearly stated that I make the decision to be an a-hole. I said that, in case you didn't hear me. So, okay. You just got here. All right. So that's what I said. I made the decision. And there is a such thing as being provoked. And if you do not want to feel the fire, then maybe you should stop pouring little drops of gasoline on it. So provoking is very much so real. First time here. Thank you, Kels. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I was looking at it and I'm like, when it comes down to betrayal, okay, then, okay, let me see. I will never understand when people support and try to come for people when they know that that person is wrong as two left shoes. Everyone can be wrong at some point. Just because you are a supporter of someone doesn't mean that they can't be wrong. Absolutely, Stephanie, which is why I said, what did the person do? Exactly. I totally agree with that. And this is why, if you're in my space, y'all hear Esco barking. If you're in my space, and it may be your opinion, you may feel like I moved or I said something and it didn't come off the right way or whatever. We're gonna talk about it. I'm one that will sit in whatever. The problem is it be a lot of backdoor chitter chatter. Okay, that's the problem when it comes to me. The backdoor chitter chatter. You can't sit in a space and talk to me because if you could, it would have happened already. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, sometimes it is the person behind the camera. And then you cannot have followers or supporters that are just going to be like, you're right, you're right, you're right. Good afternoon, Darlene. You're right, you're right, you're right. You got to have some people in your space that'll call you out on your wrong. And then you explain, well, I don't feel like I'm wrong because of XYZ. And y'all may still end that conversation, and that person may still think you're wrong, and you may still think, like, hey, it is what it is. But at least you talked about it. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, I told y'all I've been out. I went to Starbucks, my favorite place in the whole wide world. Okay. So, as I was saying, yes, very much deeper, like a whole man. So I pull up the covenant. Well, let's read the scripture. Then I'll read the covenant. All right. So the scripture for today is 2 Samuel 7, verse 28. It says, Sovereign Lord, you are God. Your covenant is trustworthy, and you have promised these good things to your servant. It don't say people's covenant is trustworthy. The only covenant that you can truly trust is God's and God's alone. All right. And that's just what it is. Because just because a person you don't hear them talking about you, don't mean they're not talking about you. Just because you may not have seen your deepest, darkest issues blasted to the world, don't mean that somebody you told ain't told nobody else. I'm a firm believer in what you say you should be able to repeat no matter where you are. Because if I tell you something, there's a possibility that you're going to get in your feelings. And when I say you, I mean the broad spectrum of you when it comes to people. You're going to get in your feelings. You're going to tell somebody that you might think may not say nothing. They're going to tell somebody else. And then it's a whole different story from what you shared and somebody you ain't never spoke to before in your life. So these covenants, stop making covenants with people. Just be who you are. And we can go even further back and say you can't expect you from people. Nobody's ever going to give you what you give them. Right? So in that sense, I'm going to read you all the definition of a biblical sense of a covenant. But then you can see how some people take all of that we're only supposed to give him, and they put it in people. And then they get disappointed. See, I'm learning to control my level of disappointments from people. That's the space I'm in right now. Because if I can control my level of disappointments, that means I'm controlling who I interact with. I'm controlling with who I talk to. I'm controlling who I even listen to. And all this can be done. You just got to want to do it. So when I look up the definition of a covenant, right? And a covenant is literally a contract in the Bible. Hey, Mama Alita, how are you? A covenant is literally a contract in the Bible. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I just see y'all came in. Hey, everybody. So it says covenant, literally a contract. In the Bible, see also Bible. So literally a covenant is a contract. So this is what it says. Hey, Kathy. Yes. So just be you. Just be you. I mean, you don't want to always pour, and don't receive some pouring into. However, still just be you and just pay attention who you give you to. So it says here, it says in the Bible, an agreement between God and his people in which God makes promises to his people and usually requires certain conduct from them. In the Old Testament, God made agreements with Noah, Abraham, and Moses, right? Then the second one says, what is a covenant with God? And it says, within the gospel, a covenant means a sacred agreement or mutual promise between God and a person or a group of people. In making a covenant, God promises a blessing for obedience to particular commandments. He sees the terms of his covenants and he reveals them. He reveals these terms to his prophets. So, with that being said, hey, sister, how are you? Good morning. With that being said, we as people, the covenant that we have with God, we tend to make it with people. And those contracts, they be voided contracts. You you can have you can be in a space where, yo, I'm giving you what you give me, or you could just be a very, very, very how you call it, blunt, outspoken person. You could be all these different things. You can have a personality that has different attributes in your personality. It doesn't mean that everything is okay, right? I'm a firm believer in looking like, yo, maybe let me see where I might need to do something a little bit different. Not because somebody told me I should, but because I actually see it. See, if people are waiting on other people to tell them where they're wrong, it's not. There's more people pleasers than people coverers, right? Like some of us grew up in uh, I got your back, right? But I'm not a person that got your back, right? I'm gonna walk beside you. Well, I'm a person that I'll say I'm gonna cover you, but I'm also that sister that will be like, yo, you was bogus as hell. And you might get mad. I may have probably never cussed at you before. We may have had conversations where it was never deemed the need for that. Hello, Helen, Teresa Royal, and hey, Mama Phil. But I may have watched you to see how long you're gonna play this game or how long you're gonna behave in this manner. And now I'm telling you, yo, you just dead ass wrong, sis, bro, whatever. You're wrong. This, that, the other. You may get offended at my delivery because it was something that you didn't want to hear, but that doesn't mean that you didn't need to hear it. See, I'm a person I've experienced being shunned or whatever the case may be. Absolutely, Kiana, that right there. So stop making contracts with people when they're not keeping their agreement. They're not going to keep it. If you're going to set up for a covenant, let that covenant, hey, Cheryl, be between you and him. If anything, make a covenant to yourself. Make a covenant to yourself that you'll be more mindful. Make a covenant to yourself that you're not going to let people just mistreat you. Make a covenant to yourself that you're not going to let people walk over you. Make a covenant to yourself that you will be vocal in whatever your feelings are. Make a covenant, make all these covenants to yourself. Okay? Stop making covenants with people. Make them with you. Like look in the mirror. I'm making a covenant to myself. I'm not going to lie to me. Another person will, but I'm not going to lie to me. I make a covenant with myself to be accountable. So it's all those different things. And people tend to make covenants with other people. When you're not, they won't be fulfilled. They won't be kept. Just live. Just give to you. Make a covenant with yourself. Make a covenant to be exactly who God has intended you to be. Make a covenant with self to use your discernment that everybody has. People may just call it different things. Okay, some of us just call it observation. Be more observant to the things and people and places and everything around you. Be more observant to be able to to come to somebody in love and say, yo, you act in a certain way and I don't like it. And know that you can have an open conversation about it. Be open to understanding that, yes, just to be disappointed in the end, that's whack. Who wants that? Now you got a hurt that you didn't have to have, because if you would have never kept that covenant with that person and believed they promises, that's bullcrap. Make a promise to you and see if you can keep those promises to yourself before you begin to open a door to make promises with somebody else and they don't even jam like that. All right? They really don't. To be honest with self, absolutely. Absolutely. Make a covenant with self to not be to be able to see everything, not just what you want to see. You know what I mean? It's so many different things that I could think of. Make a covenant to fall in love with yourself. You know, make a covenant to be there for you before you be there for anybody else. Okay? But these covenants that we making with people, they whack, because they're gonna look at some of the things and some of even in the past couple of years of things you witness in your own life, as opposed to things that you witness on the internet. How many things have you witnessed in your own life and things have you witnessed on the internet just made you go, wow, I never would have thought it, or I never would have thunk it? How many pacts did you make with people throughout your entire life and that pact reversed on you? What's the one pact that you may have reversed on, but they ain't ever switched up on you? And that's him. Straight up. Straight up, no cap, no other way to put it. So when it comes down to it, I'm going to control the level of disappointment that I take in. Well, how are you going to do that? Because I'm going to control the people that I connect with. How are you going to do that in the space that you in? Remain doing what I'm doing. Remain owning when I mess up, because I will. All right. Remain open with myself. Keep my eyes wide open and keep moving forward. Understanding that people are just people. I understand choices and free will. I understand control, despite what anybody says. I understand the pick me syndrome. I understand all that. I understand it all. So that's how I will. Mm-hmm. Ooh, come on with it. Them fake ones be the ones. Them fake ones be the ones, sister. Just stop. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Honey, I don't even know because I can't swim. So it really, the whole covenant thing really put me in a space of like, wow, these are things that, right, but it takes us so long to learn how to refocus on ourselves because we are so busy taking care of others. Absolutely. Absolutely, mama. It took me how many years? And I'm still making sure that I am loyal to me. My loyalty got a lot of me first. So I'm still have to make sure that I remember that I matter. I remember that I need. I remember that I have to take care of me. I remember I still do this to this day because it's just in me to be that to someone else. But at the same time, I'm asking for a space to be clear, to know that I got to take care of me. If I'm no good, I'm no good for nobody else. But I don't just want to be good to be good for everybody else. I want to be good for me because I deserve that. You know what I mean? Hello, Patricia. How are you? So we're going to listen to the affirmations. I don't know. There are people that are hurting. There are people that are confused. There are people that are, I really feel like the past couple of months, mental stability has been on an all-time high for a lot of people. I really do. Um, I feel like people have really been wowed in areas where they probably never thought they would. I, hmm, I just, and I don't want to say I think different. My opinions on things may not look like yours, and when I say yours, I'm talking to everybody. However, it is still my opinion to have. And in an open forum like this, I will say people should be able to give their opinions without being shaded. And that does not happen. And it will never happen. Because we live in a world where if you don't agree with me, then I don't see you. And I'm not saying for everybody. People have experienced this. Where do we think the word click come from? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love you, Mama Phil, and I'm always praying for you. Where do we think the word click come from? Or I'm in this little group of people, or I'm over here on the sidelines in this group of people. I'm a firm believer, and I'm gonna use basketball for instance. I have my favorite team. My favorite team is my city. That's what it's always gonna be. But if my city don't make it to the playoffs, then I'm rooting for the best players. I don't just turn off and don't watch the rest of the basketball season because the Bulls didn't make it to the playoffs. No, I'm a lover of basketball. So why would I? Because my team didn't make it. I'm just going to say forget it and I'm not watching no more. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Carol. Let me see. I'm just saying put everyone before me. Put myself first and don't worry about what people are saying about it. Yeah, and I don't think it. Hey, Nisi, how are you? Did that make more sense? That's why I use that. That's why I use that analogy. There are some of us that love football, right? We love it. Love it. Watch it. Can't wait. Some of y'all losing your minds right now because it's only the WNBA. And you might not be too into the WNBA because I'm not. I'm just not. All right? Don't keep me for telling the truth. So, but because I'm not into that, let's just go with the football scenario. Football season start, you rooting for your favorite team, right? And if your favorite team don't make it to the Super Bowl, are you not gonna watch the Super Bowl? All right, let's get into the affirmations. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So my whole point is the covenants. Covenants are meant to be made with God and with yourself, not with other people. Now, when you choose to step outside of that and make covenants with people, you have to always leave an open door for the possibility of disappointment. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I just don't get into it. I don't want to. I just don't get into it like I like the NBA. Oh, Nisi, do you want to share? This is an open space where you could share if you want to, but we will get into the affirmations and see what they do for you. I know what that feels like too. A heavy heart, whoo, but I'm here. A heavy heart, but I'm here. I know it. I know that feeling when you just feel like it's just something sitting on you. You blink, you want to cry. You blink, you want to scream. Now, you just came on and I said, I feel like the past couple of months has been a battlefield with people in mental health and wow moments. Really, I really feel like that. So it's all up to you. You already know where it is with me and where I stand with that. You already know, my love. Yeah, I know you just playing, sister. I got you. So we'll get into the affirmations real quick. I don't want to keep y'all too long, but I do want to um, see, because I know when people are honest in how they feel, boy, we could have some conversations, baby. Because that's really what it's about. So I completely understand. To wake up with a heavy heart, my goodness.
God, heal our minds. Heal my mind. Heal my mind. Heal my mind. The way I think, what I concentrate on, my focus, my reason. Heal my mind. We have to get to this place where we view the mind as soil and conversations as seeds. Your playlist as seeds. I need you to understand this. When you view your mind as soil, you now can ask yourself these two questions. Who and what am I allowing in my garden? Healed minds think different. Renewed minds speak different. Renewed minds hear different. When your mind is wounded, accountability feels like judgment. Correction feels like an attack. And compliments cause suspicion. Is it possible that we are raising our own anxiety due to the movie trailers that we're creating in our head?
Woo!
Your emotions are the cast. Your imaginations have created scenes. And your meditation have become the credits. Overthinking is a misuse of your creative self. Worry is a down payment on a problem you may never have. God, heal our minds. Heal my mind. Heal my mind. Heal my mind. The way I think, what I concentrate on, my focus, my reason. Heal my mind. We have to get to this place where we view the mind as soil and conversations as seeds. Your playlist as seeds. I need you to understand this. When you view your mind as soil, you now can ask yourself these two questions. Who and what am I allowing in my garden? Healed minds think different. Renewed minds speak different. Renewed minds hear different. When your mind is wounded, accountability feels like judgment. Correction feels like an attack. And compliments cause suspicion. Is it possible that we are raising our own anxiety due to the movie trailers that we're creating in our head? Your emotions are the cast. Your imaginations have created scenes. And your meditation have become the credits. Overthinking is a misuse of your creative self. Worry is a down payment on a problem you may never have.
Now, for that to be the first one, when I open up TikTok, okay, the first one, you understand what I'm saying? Whew. So we're going to continue. Hey, Michael, how are you, bro? So we're going to continue. That was just the first one. And I feel like this one is one I need to download. Because I feel like I'm going to revisit that.
So I prophesy a release into your hands. I prophesy a release into your hands. There is somebody right now that has what you need, that has the ability to release it.
All right.
But the Lord says some of them are being reluctant and stubborn and they don't want to release it as of yet. But I declare over your life right now that everything you need for your business, for your ministry, in your hands, for your family, your marriage, for every single thing you prayed about will be released into your life.
Amen.
God says that July is a month of funding, which means that there are going to be some resources and major things released in your favor. I pray that God speaks to the owners and the CEOs and CFOs on your behalf and bring your name up in the boardroom. Every single thing you need, it will be released. If you agree with this word, I need you to type, God just released it. So I prophesy a release into your hands. I prophesy a release into your hands. There's somebody right now that has what you need, that has the ability to release stubborn, it. Jesus. But the Lord says some of them are being reluctant and stubborn, and they don't want to release it as of yet. But I declare over your life right now that everything you need for your business, for your ministry, lift your hands, for your family, your marriage, for every single thing you prayed about will be released into your life. God says that July is a month of funding, which means that there are going to be some resources and major things released in your favor. I pray that God speaks to the owners, CEOs, and CFOs on your behalf and bring your name up in the boardroom. Every single thing you need, it will be released. Yes. If you agree with this word, go one more time. I need to type, God just released it. So I prophesy a release into your hands. I prophesy a release into your hands. There's somebody right now that has what you need, that has the ability to release it. But the Lord says some of them are being reluctant and stubborn, and they don't want to release it as of yet. But I declare over your life right now that everything you need for your business, for your ministry, lift your hands, for your family and your marriage, for every single thing you prayed about will be released into your life. God says that July is a month of funding, which means that there are going to be some resources and major things released in your favor. I pray that God speaks to the owners and the CEOs and CFOs on your behalf and bring your name up in the boardroom. Every single thing you need, it will be released. If you agree with this word, I need you to type, God just released it. God he says just you're not going to have to touch this door. I set it open. I set it open. It's going to stay open. It ain't going to shut. Even if the man takes his hand off the door, it's going to stay open because God set it open. I prophesy that you're getting ready to walk through open doors. Woo! God says, I set before you an open door, and no man can shut it. The show can't. How much they hate you, they can't close your doors. Come on. Did you hear what I just said? Thank you, you guys. I clean my nose. And they're trying to push the door closed, but no weapon formed against you will prosper. Woo! So what God did is He made the load on the door. Thank you, everybody. To be more than they can handle. So even if they use all of their strength, the door needs more strength than they have to close. Because God has set before you an open door. And if you don't give up and you stay with it, you're going to walk through open doors, open seasons, and open opportunities. How many of you know that the secret to winning is to simply stay with it? Stay with it. God says you're not going to have to touch this door. Stay with it, baby. Hold on, y'all. I set it open. It's going to stay open. It ain't going to shut. Even if the man takes his hand off the door, it's going to stay open because God set it open. That's it. I prophesy that you're getting ready to walk through open doors. Come on. God says, I set before you an open door, and no man can shut it. No matter how much they hate you, they can't close your doors. Did you hear what I just said? No matter how much they hate you, and they're trying to push the door closed, but no weapon formed against you will prosper. So what God did is He made the load on the door to be more than they can handle. So even if they use all of their strength, the door needs more strength than they have to close. Because God has set before you an open door. And if you don't give up and you stay with it, you're going to walk through open doors, open seasons, and open opportunities. How many of you know that the secret to winning is to simply stay with it? It's said very simply, Nisi, but it is not easy. And this is when you have a support system, because every day is not the same. Some days are harder than others. So this is when you have that support system behind you that will keep you covered, that will just in the moment just say, hey, Lord, I need you to cover my sister.
in whichever way you deem that the need to be met. And however somebody can be there, this is when they should definitely be there. So don't beat yourself up because it is hard. It's very hard because your walk is nobody's walk but yours. And don't ever dumb it down. But staying with it does not mean that it's easy. It just means that even on the days that I say, man, F this, I'm going to still stay with it.
When God wants to bless you, how does he do it? He sends people into your life. And when the devil wants to distract you or destroy you, how does he do it?
I'm sorry.
He sends people
I
into
went
your
this
life.
morning.
So if people come into our life are either a blessing or a curse, it's up to us to be able to decipher, is this relationship going to benefit me and push me towards what God has for me? Or is this relationship going to subtract from me and take away from what God has for me? And I thought about it like this. There may be relationships that you have that are liabilities and not assets. And some of us don't understand those terms, but let me just explain it like this. Liabilities take from you. Assets give to you. What are the relationships in your life that are taking from you right now? Taking peace. Taking joy. Taking time. The one thing we'll never get back.
It's time.
They're sucking and they're taking it and they're moving things from. And I
it ain't coming back.
It's God's plan that the relationships in our life are supposed to be helping us and moving us towards purpose.
All right. Now the reason I won't play that twice, even though it holds a lot of weight, you can kind of hear that there is. I'm gonna talk over it for the playback. All right, but I still want to make sure that you guys can hear it because there is a loud.
Wants to distract you or destroy you. How does he do it?
So, do you all have the captions on your screen?
So, if people come into our life are either a blessing or a curse,
let me know if you see the captions.
It's up to us to be able to decipher.
You got to be able to decipher it.
To benefit me and push me towards what God has for me.
Yes.
Or is this relationship going to subtract from me and take away from what God has for me? And I thought about it like this. There may be relationships that you have that are liabilities and not assets.
Okay, good. Take it.
And some of us don't understand those terms, but let me just explain it like this. Liabilities take from you. Assets give to you. What are the relationships in your life that are taking from you right now?
You don't see them. That's because you over there.
Taking joy. Taking time. The one thing we'll never get back. They're sucking and they're taking it and they're moving things from. And I just think that it's God's plan that the relationships in our life are supposed to be helping us and moving us towards purpose. God just that you are not loyal if you let somebody sit around you and talk about your friend and all you did was listen. What you should have said is, "That's my friend. I'm gonna tell him exactly what you said." And you lucky you still got teeth in your mouth because the way we roll, y'all will listen to anybody say anything about anybody, and then when you get around and talk about, that's what I was saying. You didn't say nothing. All you did was give me earrings. Where is the
baby? What happened? I did not mean to do that. Oops. Baby, was I just talking about this here?
Where is it that I know I got somebody protecting me outside of my presence? Where are the loyal people? You are not loyal if you let somebody sit around you and talk about your friend and all you did was listen. What you should have said is, "That's my friend. I'm going to tell him exactly what you said." And you lucky you still got teeth in your mouth because the way we roll, y'all will listen to anybody say anything about anybody. And then when you get around and talk about, that's what I was saying. You didn't say nothing. All you did was give me earrings. Where is the loyalty? Where is the trustworthiness? Where is the stuff that if we spend time together, where is it that I know I got somebody protecting me outside of my presence? Where are the loyal people?
Woo, baby.
You are not loyal.
Woo,
if you let
baby.
Sit around you and talk about your friend, and all you did was listen. What you should have said is, that's my friend. I'm going to tell him exactly what you said, and you lucky you still got teeth in your mouth. Because the way we roll, y'all will listen to anybody say anything about anybody, and then when you get around and talk about, that's what I was saying. You didn't say nothing. All you did was give me earrings. Where is the loyalty? Where is the trustworthiness? Where is the stuff that if we spend time together, where is it that I know I got somebody protecting me outside of my presence? Where are the loyalty? Woo!
Come on, Pastor, and say it again, because we just talked about this the other day. Where are they, Jesus? I said it. I sure did say, stop lying. You ain't say nothing. You ain't said a gosh darn thing. Stop it. You sat back and let it happen. My goodness. Ooh, we on today, baby. No, I'm going to call and put her on speaker. Ooh, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Hey, hey, happy birthday. Hey, hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Baby, that was one that hit home, honey.
I was taking the back road to work today a different way. God told me to go differently. And I ran across the first place I ever had a speaking engagement at. And I looked over and I was just so excited because I believe that such good things happened that day. And I spoke about how broken crayons still color. And I had the crayons and I broke them into pieces. And I gave them to them and I told them to write. Doesn't it still have usage? Isn't it still vibrant and beautiful? And I just began to speak on no matter how broken we are, we still have a purpose. We still have usage and everything. And as I rolled by, the whole sermon came back to me. And today, God is saying, I want you to know that he's still going to use you. Broken, homeless, depressed, addicted, abused, all of these things. He says, I'm still going to use you. You still have great usage. You still have vibrant colors. You still do. I don't care what the world says about you. You still have great usage. And as I was riding by today, God kept saying again in the beginning, I don't know, I thought that July was going to be all about new, but I guess it will be because all I keep hearing is in the beginning for 3 days straight now, which is Genesis 1:1 in the beginning. And God is saying, see, I am doing a new thing for all to see. He's going back to the basics with you. He's going back to the beginning with you. Before you were damaged goods to the world, you were God's creation. Before you were a statistic to the world, you were God's creation. He's going to take you back to where he first made you, where he first loved you.
I see it. I'm going to run it back.
Always with you. To show you that you might be broken to society, but to God, you're still his baby. I ended as I began. Broken crayons still color.
Come on with it. There you go.
Not loyal if you let somebody sit around you and talk about your friend and all you did was listen. What you should have said is, that's my friend. I'm going to tell him exactly what you said. And you lucky you still got teeth in your mouth because the way we roll, y'all will listen to anybody say anything about anybody. And then when you get around and talk about, that's what I was saying. You didn't say nothing. All you did was give me earrings. Where is the loyalty? Where is the trustworthiness? Where is the stuff that if we spend time together, where is it that I know I got somebody protecting me outside of my presence? Where are the loyalty?
Sleep. They in the bed, Pastor.
All right, let me prophesy over you today to tell you that this is going to be a month of offers and recommendations.
Offers and recommendations.
Every time you turn around, hear me. In the month of July, your name is going to be recommended. And an offer is going to be presented to you.
Come on with it.
God is saying, I set before you an open heaven with open windows. I'm causing people to recommend you for major opportunities and to offer some major divine guided proposals to you. Kind of not strange when you get offered something in your dreams. Kind of not strange when you get recommended. to a stage you've been praying for the last 4 years.
All are not strange, Lord.
Of offers and recommendations.
Let's get it.
And if you agree with this word, I need to
I got to turn down because of the music, y'all. My name is next, baby.
God says, tell the people that will hear this message that I am in the season where I'm about to start distributing opportunities. You don't need money, you need an opportunity. I'm telling you what I know. I know a lot of people who got a lot of money, and they will tell you it is not about the money. It's about the opportunity. God says, I am literally about to put you against the place where stuff is about to be dropped off. I am literally about to put you in the flow of traffic. Somebody say, Lord, give me the flow. I'm about to put you in between goodness and mercy.
Hey.
I'm about to put you in between about to and blow up.
Hey.
Put you in front of rich and wealthy. Somebody shout, God, put me in the flow of.
Put me in the flow of.
God literally is about to put you in the vicinity where stuff happens. God is about to put you in between.
Oh, wow.
Where stuff is happening. It's going to be happening all around you. You're going to have information overload. I don't know what opportunity to take out. I don't know what job to accept. I don't know what bank to go to. I don't know what investment to make. I don't know where I'm going to put all this money. I don't know where all my houses going to be. I don't know what land I'm on. God, I'm about to put you in between. God says, tell the people that will hear this message that I am in the season where I'm about to start distributing opportunities. You don't need money, you need an opportunity. I'm telling you what I know. I know a lot of people who got a lot of money, and they will tell you it is not about the money. It's about the opportunity. God says, I am literally about to put you against the place where stuff is about to be dropped off. I am literally about to put you in the flow of traffic. Somebody say, Lord, give me the flow. I'm about to put you in between goodness and mercy. I'm about to put you in between about to and blow up. I'm about to put you in front of rich and wealthy. God, put me
about to and blow up.
It's about to put you in the vicinity.
Put me there.
Where stuff happens.
Put me there, baby.
God is about to put you in between where stuff is happening. It's going to be happening all around you. You're going to have information overload. I don't know what opportunity to take out. I don't know what job to accept. I don't know what bank to go to. I don't know what investment to make. I don't know where I'm going to put all this money. I don't know where all my houses going to be. I don't know what land I'm on. I'm about to put you in between.
All right.
People that have been living isolated, like, I ain't gonna be hurt no more. I don't mess with nobody. I do my own thing. And God says, what you're doing is stunting your growth.
Ooh.
Because you won't let any other person in your life, but God wants relationship for you.
Ooh.
I hear him saying it right now. Because he wanted it for Adam, and you don't think that he wants it for you? Ooh. If he wanted it for the first person on the earth, I'm going to give you scripture for it. Ecclesiastes 4:9. It says 2 people are better than 1.
Ooh.
I
won.
Look,
2 people are better than 1.
Oh. 4, they can help each other. Watch this. Succeed.
They can help each other succeed. You hear that?
In between the lines of the Bible.
Woo!
So there is a qualification of the relationships you should have.
Uh-huh.
Is that if you're in a relationship with somebody and be like, well, that's my person. The way you know it's something that is good for you and God for you is 2 are better than 1. Oh, there are people.
I don't even know what the whole rest of that is, y'all. Let's stop.
Just a quick word. How can you announce silence? This is my silent season. Oh, I'm going to be silent. Don't think I'm funny when I'm moving silently. You just announce what you're about to do in silence. And it was so loud.
Oops.
But yet you're moving in silence. People should feel your absence and wonder where you are and have to play with you like, where's Waldo, to find you because you're so silent. And when it's time for you to pop back on the scene, they will understand why your silence was so prevalent. And now your silence is going to be loud. Let your silence announce itself. The world doesn't need to see a Facebook post or a social media post saying, this is my silent season. Just be quiet. and let God do his perfect work in the silence and then pop out on them.
I don't know who this word is for. But if you just so happen to come.
We can't sing that song.
God cares how you treat your wife. God said if you don't treat your wife a certain kind of way, he said your prayers will be hindered. That's scary. God says, I will hinder your prayers. That means I want you, even though you're bigger than her, and even though she is in most cases. And in many cases, God says, I will defend her by shutting up the heavens and stop everything from going right because of the way you talk. And if you don't want your prayers hindered, he says, exercise whatever influence you have in a measured way. Because I watch husbands. God cares how you treat your wife. God said if you don't treat your wife a certain kind of way, he said your prayers will be hindered. That's scary. God says, I will hinder your prayers. That means I want you, even though you're bigger than her, and even though she is in most cases. And in many cases, God says, I will defend her by shutting up the heavens and stop everything from going right because of the way you talk. And if you don't want your prayers hindered, he says, exercise whatever influence you have in a measured way. Because I watch.
Because he's watching, baby. He's watching.
Somebody shout, stick to the pattern. You have a pattern that God has given you, and you got to stick to the design that God has given you. Don't let people who are mean make you mean.
That was TD.
Don't let jealous people make you jealous.
Or maybe your
don't
comment delayed.
Who are envious make you envious. And don't change your whole persona because somebody did something you don't like. You got to stay you because there's a blessing that God has that rests on the authentic version of you.
Woo! The authentic version of you.
That's why the Bible says if they give you a stone, you give them bread. In other words, he said, don't allow people to make you change who you are because you don't like who they are. I got a blessing set for the pattern that I have given you, and you cannot alter the pattern or you will delay the blessing. I wish I had a church in here today. Somebody shout, stick to the pattern.
Stick to the pattern.
You have a pattern that God has given you, and you got to stick to the design that God has given you. Don't let people who are mean make you mean. Don't let jealous people make you jealous. Don't make people who are envious make you envious. And don't change your whole persona because somebody did something you don't like. You got to stay you because there's a blessing that God has that rests on the authentic version of you. That's why the Bible says if they give you a stone, you give them bread. In other words, he said, don't allow people to make you change who you are because you don't like who they are. I got a blessing set for the pattern that I have given you, and you cannot alter the pattern or you will delay the blessing. I wish I had a church in here today. Somebody shout.
All right now. Stick to the pattern, people.
Plan for you is not necessarily what your life looks like. And I hate when people blame God for their situation. Yes, if God wanted me to have something different, he would have done it. He's sovereign. I know he can do it. So
I can't play this one. I'll post it. So since I can't post, that one is really loud. I'm going to read the prayer. I also want to go back and read what a covenant is again. And then I'm going to go and do a couple of things and come back for coffee chat. However, a covenant, literally a contract. In the Bible, an agreement between God and his people in which God makes promises to his people and usually requires certain conduct from them. What is a covenant with God? The first one I read was the biblical meaning of a covenant. The second one I'm about to read is what is a covenant with God? And it reads, Within the gospel, a covenant means a sacred agreement or mutual promise between God and a person or a group of people. So even if you with somebody else, if God ain't in the midst of that, scratch it. Okay, let's read the prayer. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 28. Sovereign Lord, you are God. Your covenant is trustworthy, and you have promised these good things to your servant. I love y'all on purpose with so much purpose. I got a couple of things that I need to do before a certain time because it's Saturday. So I'll be back for coffee chat. I probably won't have no coffee, but I'll be back to do coffee chat. I'm gonna put my coffee in the refrigerator and go and make my runs, and then I'll be back, and then we'll do coffee chat. Remember again, you got to really, really make a covenant with self before you make a covenant with anybody else. All right. Love you guys. Okay. And I'll see y'all shortly. Bye, y'all.